How's everybody doing? My camera lens is dirty. Oh, Catherine went to the sorry out of stock store. She'll be right back. You guys hear me? And see me?
Absolutely. Oopsie.
Good.
Maybe I get you some.
Well, it is Monday, January 23rd here. So I've got like 9 days left, something like that. 8 days. And then I'll be heading back to the States. To the frigid cold. It's supposed to be like negative 13 degrees Celsius when I get back, or Fahrenheit rather, when I get back home at night. So that's or shoot, did that wrong. 14 Fahrenheit to Celsius. Yeah, negative 25 degrees Celsius when I get back home. That should be fun. Can you guys hear me and see me? Our steam kettle thing broke. We bought it from the Chinese store. Weird. So yeah, it broke, and so we have to boil water on the pot or on the oven when we want to make coffee. So Catherine's gonna make some coffee real quick. I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping very well at night. I just can't fall asleep. And then I wake up super early, so yeah, I need coffee. Awesome. Minnesota sportsman. Right now. But yeah, so last week in paradise, I'm growing my beard back for when I get back to Minnesota. So my face doesn't freeze off. It's 78 degrees here right now. I'm warm. Catherine's a little bit chilly. She keeps turning my fan to low. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to get back home. I wish I could bring Catherine with, but unfortunately I can't. Not yet, anyways. But yeah, I imagine there's 10 foot of snow on the house. Oh, hey, right on. But yeah, I imagine there's 10 foot of snow on the house. Shouldn't be any ice because I turned the furnace off before, or not the furnace, the pellet stove off before I left. As soon as I get back home, I've got to run to the gas station and get some gas to run the generator because the thing. I need coffee. The solar panels are covered in snow, so they haven't been charging my batteries. So when I get home, I've got to run and get the dog. I got to get my trailer. I want to grab my one wood stove from my buddy Jerry's house. Yeah, my neighbor Mike has been slowly digging the road out. He's going to have it finished before I get home. But yeah, so I got to do that, dig out the solar panels, get the pellet stove going. Um, I'll I'll have to go to Fleet Farm and get some wood pellets. I think I only have 2 bags left. I think I filled the hopper, and I think I've got 1 or 2 bags left. That's not going to be enough to last the entire week. But I got to do that. I got to grab my gas cans and fill them up with gas so I can run the generator. I need to, I'm sure I'll have to get my one little wood stove going in the well pit to thaw it out, so I can fill my water barrels back up. I think I forgot to drain my little water heater, so I think I'm going to be a little ticked off at myself when I get home. Hopefully I remembered to drain it, but I don't recall. Maybe I can just take it apart and solder it shut. I don't know. Well, I find out what the damage is. But yeah, it's just been getting hammered with snow and ice and everything else. I went through in the fall and trimmed back all the branches and everything from the trees to make the road wider. And some pictures that were sent to me, I think I need to trim a few more trees because the road was just completely closed. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm excited, but I really don't want to leave. I would rather just stay here until Catherine can come back. But unfortunately, I do need to go back to work. That's just the way of life. But yeah, how to get the messages to stay up. I figured it out one time on accident how to get the messages to stay, but I can't figure that out. I need to write things down. But yeah, when I get back, I'm going to start doing some bushcraft videos again. People seem to like the off-grid living, but people really seem to miss my bushcraft and survival videos. So now that I own enough property now, because I bought those other 2 lots to the left of me, now I can sit there and have enough land to build a bushcraft shelter, do my videos. There's a bunch of state land across from me, but I don't really need to go over there to film videos and stuff like that, and everything. I should be able to do everything on my property now. This spring I gotta clean the gravel pit. So at the end of the road where I live, there was a gravel pit that was owned from somebody from out of state. People were going out there and throwing garbage. I caught a few people, and of course they were just checking to make sure nobody was throwing garbage out, even though the back of their vehicles were full of garbage. Weird. So I got frustrated with it. I contacted the township. They pissed and moaned about it. So then I contacted the county about it. They said that they were going to clean it up, and instead they put it off on the township, who stated that they didn't have enough money to do it, which is odd because the one township meeting that I went to, they had stated that they had $282,000 and some change, and they weren't sure what to spend it on. So it's really weird because it would only cost probably $1,500 to clean up that garbage pit. So I bought the property, and I'm going to spend my own money to clean it up. And then I'm going to have my neighbor Mike bring his skid loader over, and there's a bunch of great big boulders because it's a gravel pit, and I'm going to figure out exactly where the property line is, and I'm going to have him line that up with those big boulders to keep people out of there. And then I'm going to probably end up putting some more cameras down there to keep people out. it's disgusting how people just, I watched a brand new pickup truck. It was brand new Dodge, probably a $60,000 pickup truck. They drove down there and threw off a mattress. Normally, when you buy a new mattress, the company that you buy it from will take the old mattress. At best, they might charge you $25. But if you go and throw garbage out in the woods, that's a minimum $700 fine. So just how people think that that's smart or okay is just mind-boggling to me. But it is what it is. So I'm going to clean it up. I might go to the township meeting and make a to-do about it, but I don't know if that's a battle I want to have. Hey, buddy, how's it going, Mike? That's hot coffee. But yeah, it's very disheartening when people do that crap. So I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to make it to where people can't get back there. Another neighbor of mine, whom I met once, he's an interesting fella. He had told me that he owned the land, but he doesn't. Well, one, because I do. But there's a road going through my property to his property. Now, I could be a jerk and put a gate up, but I'm not that type of person. As long as there's no issues being caused, it'll stay open. But if people start going back there and throwing garbage off and stuff, I will be putting a gate up to block the access to that road. And I will give him a key, but he's going to be the only person with a key other than me. But it's just frustrating. But yeah, I've got 10 billion things to do when I get back home. I do want to start finishing the house. I've got to run all the electrical. I got to put the paneling up. I got to insulate the two ends of the house. I haven't done that yet. For some reason, when they built that, instead of running the 2x4s like this, they ran them like this. So I've got to get probably some foam board or something to insulate the ends of the house. This summer, I want to rent an excavator to dig out my one pond as much as I can. Now, without a permit, you can legally dig it out up to 6.5 feet deep, which technically is deep enough as long as it doesn't freeze solid to keep bluegill in there. But I got to look into all that stuff to see if I can even do that. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I don't know if, like, how big of a pain in the ass it is to get a permit to dig it deeper so I can actually keep fishing there. That might be something down the road. But basically what I really want to do is make a swimming hole. I want a place for my ducks to be able to swim, the dog, me. But it all depends. Like, once I dig it out, it depends on how clean the water is. If it's all clay in the bottom, stuff like that just kind of grosses me out. Like, if you're swimming and weeds touch me, it's like, ugh. But, yeah, it's fun times, to say the least. Hold on, I gotta share. I don't think Lauren's on here. I'm gonna share this with him real quick. But yeah, it's been a blast here. It's been raining a lot. I didn't realize, for some reason, in my head, when it's winter time where I am, it's summer over here, and vice versa. It's actually winter time here too. And what winter time here means is the rainy season. And it has been raining almost our entire trip. And it's weird how the rain comes in almost like in bands. Like like if you live in Michigan where you get rain bands and snow bands and stuff like that. It's crazy how the weather is here. So yeah, it's been raining like cats and dogs, and what sucks about the rain at night here, if you leave your lights on, these little weird ass bugs come flying in, and I guess if you step on them, they stink really bad. But they fly in to get away from the rain. I had no idea what the hell they were. I didn't know if they're, I don't know if there's poisonous bugs here or not. So I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, Catherine, help! Because there was like, I shit you not, 20 of them in our bedroom. So, she explained to me what they were. And I think I posted it on, I posted it on Facebook, but I peeked my head around the corner of the house because, we're still fixing this place up a little bit and stuff like that. And I poked my head around the corner and I seen a spider. I shit you not, that thing was this big. Biggest freaking spider I ever seen in my damn life. I guess they're friendly if anybody's looking for a pet. But yeah, so I seen that creepy ass thing. Yeah, that was fun. We went to this dance thing competition for because this is like their fiesta time, which is like a party, I guess. But we went to this thing. It was called what was it called? The macho
gay.
The macho gay contest. You can't make this shit up. And it was a bunch of dudes that were straight, that were dressed as women doing. Yeah, I don't know how the hell I got tricked into that, but it was funny. So yeah, went to see that. That was entertaining. Honest to God, it was. And then we did that. Our daughter was in a how do you call that? Coronation night. Coronation. And I had bought her a dress and sent it here when I was in the States, and it was really cool. So anybody that's on my Facebook page, you can see the photos and stuff from that. But she was the second runner-up in a contest. First runner-up, sorry. First runner-up in a contest, basically, to raise money to help rebuild their school from the super typhoon Odette that came through about a year ago. This town here, Barangay as they call them, was directly hit by super typhoon. As you know, I did the GoFundMe thing, and thank you for everybody that helped out.
Yeah, thank you
with
guys.
That. Catherine was able to help rebuild her mom's house, which is where she was living until we moved here. And she was able to, hey Deb, how's it going, brother? She was able to purchase a bunch of food and supplies and stuff to pass out to all her neighbors and stuff in the town, which is really cool. So thank you guys for that. And then we did kind of a little fundraiser to help Kate raise money for her school to rebuild their library.
Library.
To rebuild their library and stuff. And she was able to raise
26,000.
Yeah, 26,000 pesos, which is really cool. That's a lot. Hey, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
But yeah, it was really cool that she was able to do that, and she got a bouquet of flowers, and the little boy who was the first runner-up with her, he got a goodie bag, but I didn't get to see what was in it. There's so many people watching. But so it was really cool. I love the community here. How pretty much everybody helps their neighbors and stuff like that, and that's the way it should be. Places I've lived is everybody's out for themselves, and it's really disheartening. You know, I've got some great neighbors where I live, and we all watch each other's back and help each other out, and you're such a goofball. And you know, it's really cool. But so yeah, I'm going to get back into what got me popular on YouTube. Certainly not my good looks, but bushcraft. The first video I'm going to do is I'm going to go do a tarp trip, and just do an overnight, just tarp, sleeping bag. I'm going to make a Dub, correct me on this, because I know in one of your videos I believe you made a fire. It's not the long fire, it's the, is it the Swedish log fire? Gosh dang it, Scandinavian log fire maybe? That doesn't sound right either. But basically you put a log down and then you stick 5 logs like this and you space them out, you know, and then you, so this would be the front. You build your fire here and it burns all night long. So I'm going to attempt to do one of those for the first time. Lauren wants to do a hot tent video on his property, so we're going to go and do that. What else? I over here I was watching a YouTube channel called Lost Lakes, which is a really cool channel. Yeah, is that what it's called? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, you should
But,
guys
huh?
need to do some videos you enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna get back into that. I'll still do, you know, a little bit of the off-grid stuff, because that's how I live now. But yeah, predominantly I'm gonna get back into bushcraft. I want to build a dugout on the little island. I want to build a raised shelter out there. I'm contemplating, but I definitely got to test the ground, because I would certainly hate the sink in the middle of the night. But I want to maybe build a shelter out on the bog. I think that would be cool. Build a shelter out there that you can only get to if you wear the bog shoes. I think that would be an interesting video, especially in mosquito season. But yeah, I really want to get back into bushcraft. You know, I missed it. I had some issues health-wise, and work was just insanely busy, but I put myself in a position to where I can literally go in my backyard. Actually, I just literally have to go outside my door and do all this stuff. And hopefully in the future I will continue to expand the kingdom. You know, and so I'm excited to do all that stuff. I've got some gear to review. I had a company send me a knife. I wasn't able to, because of time frame, before the trip, to do a review on it. But I got a really nice knife I want to do a review on. I had another company reach out to me recently about something. I'm hoping they reach back out to me. They kind of just like disappeared. It's not bushcraft related, but it's something really cool. My channel is still growing like this. Still haven't hit 10,000. I'm really hoping to hit 10,000 subscribers before my birthday, which will be in May. But yeah, so what else have we done here? Oh, that's what I started saying. So I'm watching that Lost Lakes YouTube channel. He was cooking this stuff and he kept calling it naan bread, and I had no idea what it was. And I remember Dub making bannock bread out in the woods in his videos and stuff like that. Yeah, Siberian log fire. There you go. I will gladly send you all the roosters around here. It is insane how many people own a frickin' rooster, and they go off at any time. It can be 2 o'clock in the morning and you'll hear a frickin' rooster going off, and then once one goes off, they all go off. It's
midnight.
Yeah, midnight, whatever. It's insane. I hate the roosters. I would gladly send them to you. It it's sort of so in non-bread. You take 1 cup of warm water, so around 110 degrees it says, but to me 110 degrees is hot water. But you take warm water, you put some dry active yeast in there, you blend it up, then you throw in 1/4 cup of sugar, which I thought, holy shit, that's a lot of sugar. This is going to be really sweet, but you don't even taste the sugar. I think the sugar is just to feed the yeast. Then it's a tablespoon of salt, or teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of salt. No, gosh dang it, I should have wrote down the recipe. But you put some salt in there, some milk.
An egg?
Yeah, you whisk an egg, you pour that in there, and then it's 3.5 cups of flour. You kind of knead it a little bit into a ball, and then you set it and forget it for about an hour. So it's a little bit of a time-consuming process, but if you have other chores to do, this guy makes his at home and he just reheats it. I want to try to make it out in the woods, see how many bugs I can get in there, extra protein. But you do that, and then you roll it out to about a 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch thick, and then you get a hot pan. You can put a little bit of oil in there, but you really don't need to. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm guessing the sugar is for. And then you throw it in there for about 3 minutes. Hey, how's it going, Brian? You fry it for about three minutes total, so about a minute and some change, and a minute and some change. And it just makes this amazing flatbread. It tastes kind of, it's weird. It almost tastes like a tortilla and bread mixed to me. The first day we made it, the first time we made it here, we actually made pizzas, and it was fantastic. And then, so when I was a kid, my mom used to make these things. She called them scones. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, it's just amazing, the taste and texture and everything with that stuff. So with scones, you take bread dough and you let it rise, and you stretch it out, and you throw it in hot oil and you fry it. Oh, dude, it would be really good with honey, I'm betting. And then you put butter and sugar on it, and really healthy snack for kids. But we used to eat those when we were kids all the time. It's actually something I love making them. But this is just like that. You can do the same thing. After you fry it up, you can put some butter on it, put sugar on it. And I've seen where people have mixed garlic and herbs in it to make like a garlic bread. It's an amazing thing. Like I said, it's time consuming. I mean, it takes a little over an hour or so to completely make it, but probably about an hour and 20 minutes, I'd say. But tortilla shells will mold. This was a terminology used from Lost Lakes YouTube channel. Bread will flatten, tortilla shells will mold. This stuff doesn't, something like that. But it's great if you wanted to fry a handful of those up. Yeah, basically. But it's if you wanted to bring some with you and bring ingredients, you can make tacos with them. I guess it'd be more like a gordita. Whatever you could do with all that stuff. But it's something cool and something I want to be using a lot. I love cooking in my videos out in the woods and seeing what amazing meals I can make. I have had people complain, "Ooh," but they were just trolls. So, but yeah, it's really cool. I brought my steam bake oven with, and then what are you doing? Goofy. I brought my steam bake oven with, but I bought an oven here. So now we can do that. So we made an apple pie, which was amazing. Yeah, I believe that 100%. It's amazing how people just don't want to go to work. But I'm trying to talk Doug into coming out and doing a couple of videos with me. She did go outside with a baseball bat, so maybe. But so we made an apple pie, and then we made brownies, which were really good. I want to bake a cake today because after I get back home, I'm going back on my diet. I think I've gained like 10 pounds since I've been here. Catherine feeds me too good. And I discovered they do have bacon here, so I went on a BLT craze for a little bit. We didn't go out vacationing this year, or this time. Like last time when I was here, we constantly went out and vacations or not vacations. We went out and seen things. You know, we went to this they have this gigantic statue of somebody. Thing's got to be 150 feet tall. We went and seen that. We went to this. I think it was called Mountain Death or something like that. It was like 10,568 steps like this to the top, the way I remember it. Yeah, I want to do that powwow hiking trail and kick its ass. I'd have to pick a long weekend. I don't have any vacation time left. But yeah, I definitely want to do the powwow hiking trail, conquer that thing, and yes, I'd love to do another winter trip, but not have a waterbed. And maybe go to a different lake where there's actually fish. That would be cool too. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done at the house too. Like I said, I want to rent an excavator and dig out the one pond. I want to dig out part of the bog in front of the house, as much as I can. I got to do another well. I got to get the rest of my solar panels installed. I got to get another charge controller. I have to finish the house. I have to do the plumbing. I have to get a 2,500 gallon, not a drop more, not a drop less, holding tank so I can plumb everything properly. I've got to, I'm probably actually going to end up getting more solar panels. I got that big battery that I've got to take apart and figure out how to wire properly so I don't burn anything down. I got to straighten out the schoolie and repaint parts of it. The paint peeled off when it got really super cold for some reason, and on a couple of parts, but I want to get that all put back together. I want to build a wood stove. Bunch of stuff to do this summer. When I build a dugout, I got a wood stove that I was going to put in the house before my dad helped me get the pellet stove. But I think I'm going to put that in there. The only problem is you can't cook on it. So the good news is about the property is there's clay on it. But I found a seam when I was putting in the original landing spot for the schoolie and stuff, the original piece of property I bought. But I found a vein of clay, the type that you use to make stuff with. What do they call them? Adobo stoves or whatever. So I think I might try to make something like that in the dugout shelter that I'm going to build this summer. Or probably this spring, I'll probably start on it. So that way I can cook. But I can, in the winter time, I'll be able to use that wood stove to do all the heat on there. But I want to dig it out enough and build it big enough that I can build some bunk beds in there out of wood. So if somebody does come and visit and they want to do a video, that there's room there. And yeah, all that fun jazz. Hold on. But yeah, I want to really start getting back into that stuff. You know, I had started trying to do a different route. I got a little bit, not frustrated, but a little disheartened, because my channel just kind of stalled. So I went a new route with the schoolie, and that, that did good. And then I did, after I, couldn't do a whole lot with the schoolie anymore, I started doing the off-grid stuff, and that did pretty well and got me some subscribers and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping to get back on top. I mean, not that I was on top, but my live streams, I used to have minimum 50 people in them, which was cool for me. Now I average like 10. But it's my diehard fans, if you guys want to be called that, but I consider you guys all friends. You hear that horn? That's a guy selling bread. He rides around, or fish. Sorry, fish. Yeah, the bell is the bread.
Huh?
The guy with the bell is the bread.
No, it's the fish, and the bell was the bread.
Yeah, the guy with the bell is the bread. The guy blowing the horn right now, he sells fish. I don't really care for fish. Hold on, I gotta turn my volume down on this.
I will feed you a dried fish.
Yeah, oh my god, they eat this dried fish. Where's that? Let me see that dried fish. So they eat this stuff over here. This is dried fish. It doesn't feel very
Smell
dry.
your hand.
No,
Smell
I'm
your
not,
hand.
I'm not smelling my hands.
Smell your hand.
So, dried fish is something they eat over here. No, gross. Ugh. And let me tell you what dried fish smells like when you cook it. I don't know how she cooks it, because I ran to the bedroom and stayed in there. But it smells like decomposing feet. I don't know how the hell they eat it. But it is the most disgusting smelling thing I've ever smelled in my life. Just gross. Catherine asked me when she gets home to the U.S. if I'll allow her, because apparently I'm her keeper. But if I'll allow her to cook dried fish, I said, absolutely, you can cook dried fish. I'll build a little shack out in the woods far away from the house, and you can cook all the dried fish out there that you want. But yeah, gross. Yeah, just absolutely disgusting. I don't understand how it's appetizing at all. But where's Cabal?
Maybe she's in our bed.
Oh, we got a puppy here.
She lays in
Oh,
her bed.
she's sleeping in our bed. But we got a puppy here, Cabal. I wanted to change her name, but I was voted against in this democracy. Hey, buddy, thanks, Jamie. I really appreciate that, brother. Holy cow. That's awesome. But yeah, we go check out Jamie's channel too, you guys. I unfortunately I didn't realize that Jamie was only here for a short period of time, and I got really sick when I first got here. I think I ended up getting some kind of a bladder infection or some kind of a kidney infection or something like that. But not to get into gory details, but yeah, there was some blood involved. So yeah, no shit, me too. So Jamie and I really wanted to meet. But unfortunately, by the time I was feeling up to being able to hang out with people, why do I smell garlic? do I smell garlic?
Yeah, and the neighbor.
The neighbor's cooking garlic, apparently. But unfortunately, when I was feeling up to actually traveling and meeting people, it was time for Jamie to go back home. So, I think what's going to end up having to happen is I might have to go to Nova Scotia to meet him one of these days, which would be cool as hell. Go up there and do some bushcraft videos. But that's going to have to be in the future. But I will eventually meet up with you, Jamie. But, so yeah, Jamie has a Filipina. Sounds kind of weird saying that. We did do a video chat one time while we were both here and stuff like that. But yeah, Jamie's a really, really interesting guy. Really cool person. So yeah, go check out his YouTube channel. Oh yeah, nah, it's understandable. You know, I mean, shit happens, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll definitely meet up one of these days. But yeah, so it's
Is he in Canada now?
yeah, he's back home. But you know, another person I really wanted to meet up with too was another Filipina called Unbreakable. Is her YouTube channel. You guys go check out her channel. We were hoping to meet up with me, her, and Catherine. But oh yeah, hi. But it didn't happen. I met up with Gio for about, I don't know, 2 minutes. But really, this trip wasn't about that. It was more about just spending time with Catherine and stuff like that. You know, I took some videos, but not a whole. I uploaded a bunch of shorts videos, but I didn't do a lot of you know, YouTube adventures. I did want to go to the village and film a overnight out there. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. God, we have this bamboo couch. Really beautiful, really nice, really sore on the ass. But I brought two, I think.
Hi, Jimmy.
She says hi. I brought two of my screened-in camping hammocks with me. And we had planned to go to the village to do a 1, maybe 2 night camping trip up in the mountains, and I managed to bring a fire steel, whatever the hell you want to call it, ferro rod with me. Yeah, it'd be comfortable if I had a sack of rocks to sit on. But we had planned to go up there to film an overnight, just Catherine and I, maybe a 2-night video. We were going to bring some food and cook, you know, boil water and all that stuff. There's a bunch of springs and stuff that you can get water from. As long as you boil it, you kill all the pathogens, you can drink it, and I won't get violently ill. Unfortunately, about 4 days or so before I got here, somebody committed a crime up there. I don't know how much detail I can get into without YouTube freaking out, but somebody committed a crime up there that ended somebody's life. So I was not allowed to go up there because they were nervous that the family of the victim would try to retaliate against me for some reason, because I had nothing to do with it, but that I could be illed, put a K in front of that, or hurt, so I'm not allowed to go to the village. So therefore, I was not allowed to go and film up there, or visit or anything. So it is what it is. But so we did not get to do any videos like that, unfortunately. But you know, It is what it is. When I get home, I will definitely be doing videos every weekend again. I'm not working weekends right now because we're super slow at work. I actually basically got cut down to 40 hours a week, which kind of blows. But it is what it is. But yeah, so every weekend I will be going out and doing some kind of a bushcraft video, camping. Lauren and I are going to be doing a hot tent video. I'll probably do a hot tent video at where I live. Yeah. And I want to get this new hammock. It's called an Amok hammock, AMKO, I think is how you spell it, or AMOK maybe. They're about $250. They're expensive, but they're really cool hammocks. And instead of being like this in a traditional hammock, actually it's better to kind of sleep on an angle. This thing is, so here's your two ropes. You sleep like this. The only problem is you have to get a specifically designed sleeping pad, air sleeping pad. If you buy theirs, it's really expensive, but I have found some similar on Amazon for cheap that I think will do just as well. But it has to be specifically designed a certain way or the thing just won't work. But these hammocks are freaking awesome. Super duper comfortable for sleeping. Yeah, kind of like one. And they have a built-in bug screen and all kinds of pockets to put your stuff in, and just freaking awesome. So, yeah, I want to get, there she is. Good morning. Good morning, sleepyhead. Come here. Gonna say hi to you too? Oh. Come here. I didn't hurt her. She just makes noises when she gets frightened. This is Cabal. A little puppy. She has mange, unfortunately. So mange is canine scabies. It's little tiny asshole mites that hey, Ryan and Chew Adventures. Check out Ryan and Chew Adventures YouTube channel too. Ryan is back in the States right now, but he will be here shortly. Unfortunately, it'll be after I get back, I think. After I get back to the States, so we won't be able to meet up. But Ryan had to travel back to the U.S. for a little bit.
Hi, Ryan.
And then he will be 10 days. Yeah, 10 days. He'll be back here with his wife, Chu. But yeah, go check out their channel. And yeah, don't worry, we'll have plenty of time here in the next few months to meet up in the States, hopefully. Oh yeah, I was talking about the dog. So, canine scabies is a terrible epidemic around here for dogs. Good news is they're not transmittable to humans, so I'm not all weird. I have been giving her baths with, I'm going to butcher this word, soap. Peripherum. It's supposed to help. I think it is, but I'm not sure. We are going to take her to the vet this week to get some medication for her to get the last little one, the few little bastards. The problem is it causes their hair to fall out. So I know she's doing better because she was a bit balder when we first got her. But as you've seen around her eyes, those little bastards are in there. So it's very difficult to keep that soap out of her eyes, so I have to kind of, be really gentle and careful around that. So hopefully she gets all better here soon. And then we got to get her shots and rabies shots, and I got to get her microchipped and all that other stuff, because the plan is once she's back to health, when Catherine and our daughter come to the U.S., we're going to also immigrate the dog. So, yeah, hopefully that all goes well. But, yeah, she's a pretty good puppy. She can be a little spaz sometimes. She likes biting my hands for some reason. not biting like vicious, like, come on. Okay, good dog. But yeah, she's a really good dog. She new place is good. We have to finish the sorry out of stock store. But I think that's going to end up getting done after I leave. We just weren't able to get to it. We want to redo the floor in here. They put two different kinds of really ugly, really cheap linoleum flooring. And I say really cheap because it ripped really easily. I started peeling it up to get it out of here, but I quit. But we're gonna get these like laminate vinyl tiles. You can buy them things dirt frickin' cheap on Shopee over here. Like literally to do this whole area, which is probably 15 by 15. It would probably cost me about $50. I priced it out in the States and it would be like $300 or more. So really super duper cheap. And they do last very well. They last quite a while. They're good quality. So Catherine's going to do that while I'm gone and just kind of fix it, because she's probably going to be here about another year, unfortunately. Just the way our government takes its sweet ass time to allow you to legally immigrate to the country is just bonkers to me. It's insane. So yeah, so she'll be here about another year, give or take. I know I get asked that question all the time. Yeah, you guys have been over a year now, haven't you, Ryan? Sorry, my nose. Catherine's cousin, she started, yeah, it's just insane. But Catherine's cousin, she just got to the U.S. in October.
July.
In July?
Last year.
It was July last year?
Yeah, it was July 4th, 2020.
Oh, okay. Her cousin just got to the U.S. Last year, around July 4th, on a fiance visa, and I believe they started their stuff just before COVID started, right?
2019.
2019. They started their paperwork and stuff, and she, yeah, and it was over 2 years, right?
2 years.
Yeah, around 2 years, a little bit more, before she got approved to come back because of the stupid COVID shit. Excuse my language. So it screwed everything up. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Yeah, but it is what it is. I really wish that, I mean, she's my wife. I wish they would change the laws to where she could come to the U.S. And if they're nervous that she's just trying to get there to leech off the government or whatever, I've heard a lot of stupid shit from stupid people. If the government's really afraid of that, then every 6 months she could go meet with a government official to show that everything's still real, that we're really in love, that we're really married. It's not just a proxy BS thing. For 2 years, and then once a year for 3 years. If anything changes, see ya, whatever. However you got to do it. I mean, it's dumb how much stuff we have to go through to do this. You would think so. But, I completely 100% understand why people come here through the southern border. I really do. It's going to cost me, but with lawyer fees and everything else to help this along, it's going to cost me probably just under $3,000. That's not including the plane tickets, etc., to bring my wife and daughter to the U.S. Could you imagine living in a third world country trying to come up with that money yourself? My wife, or Catherine, she had a job when we first met, but I said, spend time with your family. You're only going to be there about a year or so. Spend time with your family. I don't know when we'll be back. She had a decent paying job here in the Philippines. She made about $900 a year. So could you imagine with bills and groceries and having to buy clothing and a cell phone and which cell phones work different here? It's really weird. Could you imagine doing that plus trying to come up with the money to come to the U.S.? Which, best case scenario, you could get a job, but it's not like you can just immigrate to the U.S. I'm sure maybe you can, and I haven't seen it because I'm not looking at it that aspect. But yeah, so I completely understand why people come here the way they do. But they really should change the laws about married people. But I don't want to get into that tangent. So yeah, hopefully everything gets going soon. I gotta start paperwork still. But I had it in my head that if we showed that we were married and all this other stuff, that it would make the process go faster, and it doesn't. It's just the same. My ass hurts. Oh yay! It's starting to rain again. One thing I have noticed, so like the infrastructure here sucks. They call it spaghetti, but like the electrical lines, the communication lines, and everything, it looks like a big frickin' bowl of spaghetti. I don't understand how anybody knows which wire to touch when they're doing something. But at her mom's house, we were having constant brownouts or blackouts, whatever you want to call them. Here, we've had 3 now, and we're not that far away from her mom's. But here, we've had 3 brownouts, and the longest one lasted, I think, 20 minutes, but the other 2 were like, I don't know, under 5 minutes. So it's amazing how it's that much of a difference. But we did get internet here, and that's actually really good internet, and it's dirt cheap. It's like, I think it boiled, it's 1,500 pesos a month, and it's 20 megabits per second download and 20 megabits per second upload, which is cool. So here, to give you an example of how cheap it is here, so the house is 3,000 pesos. How much is the oven? Is it like 2,000?
Yeah.
I think the oven and the
Monthly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the oven and the refrigerator is like 2,000 pesos each because I bought it on payments. Same as cash, which is cool. But anyways, so the house, the internet, the appliances, I don't know the water bill or the electric bill yet. All together, all of this stuff is about 100 and
The water is
80?
65 pesos a month.
Oh, the water is 65 pesos a month. Ooh. So like $1 and some change. Right? Yeah, like $1.10 a month for the water bill here. The electric bill, how much do you think the electric bill will be roughly?
I don't know.
Just rough guesstimate. How much is the electric bill at the other house?
Maybe 500 pesos.
So 500 pesos for the electric bill, that's what, like $10 a month? Yeah, $1.15. $1.15 a month for a water bill. Roughly $10 a month for the electric bill. 60 some odd dollars. Right? Wow. That's insane. But actually this is kind of crazy. That's high. So yeah, altogether it's like $176 a month for all of this stuff here. We're living right now. I couldn't even. Oh yeah, they're probably a bit more expensive. Yeah, greed. But yeah, it's over here in Southern Leyte, it is dirt cheap. You know, I mean, this is a 2-bedroom house and it's concrete. It's got a brand new roof. It's got a sorry store. No, but you know, my body is amazing at acclimating. You know, and I've never got super duper hot. I mean, I've gotten a little bit uncomfortable where I've got to have the fan on if it gets really super humid. But you know, even when it's 84 degrees out, it's not that bad for me. Some people are dying when it's that warm. That, you know, some expats or whatever you want to call them, foreigners. But you know, it doesn't bother me. When I get back home, yeah, I'll probably be cold for about 2 days, but I'll be used to it again. I don't know, my body's weird. You know, some people they become freeze babies. So yeah, it's not that bad, but I honestly I don't need an air con. I've got a fan right there with my logo on it. It's on low. It's on speed 1. You know, and I probably don't need it on, but I like it. Yeah, I suppose probably not as much airflow and everything because all the houses are. Is there mountains in the way or what? But yeah, I mean it's gotten warm here. It's gotten, you know, almost 90 before. Like the first time I was here, I think it was almost 90 or 90 something one day, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it's I'm comfortable. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna go run a marathon. I wouldn't do that if it was 30 degrees out. But you know, I don't need aircon, to be honest with you. And I think because of the being concrete, I think that helps keep it a little bit cooler in here. Maybe I really don't know. But yeah, so we don't need aircon here, but not yet, anyways. And it's also winter time here, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit more comfortable. I don't know. I do know that like after rain, if the sun does come out, it does get super duper humid here. So, you know, then I got to turn the fan on to 3. But, you know, the way this house is designed, I would need a shitload of sealer foam to make aircon worth it because they're not sealed. The windows are wooden shutters that are open, basically. There's a gap all the way around the roof and everything. Hey, how's it going? You know, so it's insane how these houses are designed, to be honest with you. But I think it has a lot to do with allowing airflow in here to keep it comfortable. You know, but yeah, it's beautiful here. What are you cooking?
Fried chicken.
Oh, sweet fried chicken. You should wrap it in bacon and throw it in the oven. But yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, you know, because Catherine's going to be here a bit, we're going to get the sorry store going, which basically we've got to finish one big window, which I just got to get some rebar, and I wanted to do it while I was here because I can actually weld really good. But we're going to have to hire somebody for probably 50 pesos to weld that up so people can't just reach in and grab shit out of the sorry store. And I need them to build 2 rebar doors, one for the backyard and one for the front, and then finish a little area next to the backyard door. And then I'll have to have somebody do concrete inside there, so it's got a concrete floor, and then make sure they contour it properly in case rain does manage to get in here somehow, that it flows out. And there's one part, when they redid the roof, they missed a spot somehow in the Sorry store, so if it rains, rainwater gets in there. So I gotta get a piece of GI board, I think is what they call it. Yeah, it's blocked, thank God. But yeah, and you know that's the thing too. Like, sorry, I had to readjust myself. Her aunts that lived down in Missouri were like scared to death the first time that I came here that the humidity was going to kill me, and one thing I tried explaining to them that I grew up in Michigan, and anybody that's never been to Michigan is surrounded by water. It is always humid in Michigan, except for in the wintertime when we get a ass load of snow, excuse my language. But it is super humid there. And even in Minnesota, it gets super humid and gets super freaking hot. It was hotter in Minnesota last summer? 2 summers ago, I think it was. It was hotter in Minnesota than it was here in the Philippines, with it was almost 100% humidity there. So it was worse conditions in Minnesota than it was in the Philippines. So I kept trying to tell them, like, I'm used to this stuff, so I'll be fine. But and ironically too, it gets it gets super duper cold in Minnesota. It is actually on average colder in Minnesota than it is in Alaska, which is funny because this idiot tried getting in an argument with me one time that it's colder the further north you go. Yes, technically that could be true, depending on where you are. But the way the jet streams constantly go, it brings that cold air down. But the reason it comes down is because it pushes warm air up. So when you push warm air up into Alaska and Canada, you're pushing that cold air back down. And Minnesota just happens to be in that area to where we get hit by that type of weather all the time. Like I said, when I get back, it's supposed to be like -12, -13, something like that, Fahrenheit. I guarantee you it's going to be about probably 20 degrees positive Fahrenheit in Alaska. Just the way the jet stream works. It's insane. But yeah, this guy was trying to argue with me that because Montana was higher than Wyoming, it got colder in Montana than it did Wyoming. And I said, that's not how science works. But okay, thanks for playing. The mosquitoes here have not been that bad in the Philippines. I think I've been bit a total of probably 8 times since I've been here. The mosquitoes where I live are little B words. They are terrible. They're relentless. When I first moved there, I think right? Yeah. I'll wave at you. Look for the pressed up against the window. So, oh, the moisture? Yeah, absolutely. It can. In the winter time, it certainly does. So I always tell people that, because your body can tell when it's a moist cold, and when it's a moist cold, it's like the cold goes straight to the bone. when it is, oh, right on. See, I think I'm flying the opposite direction because I land in Georgia. And I go to LCN, whatever, or ICN. I don't know what airport that is. Maybe China or Hong Kong or something. I don't know. But excuse me. Anyways, so yeah, the moisture it feels like it goes straight to the bones in the wintertime when it's cold. Now, if it's a dry cold, I could go outside in a t-shirt with the sun out, hopefully. But you know, I've gone outside when it's 10 degrees out in a t-shirt because it's a dry cold. It's the same concept as a dry heat, allegedly, which I'm sorry, I lived out in Wyoming where it's a dry heat. Hot is hot. I don't care what you say. If it's 100 degrees out, it's 100 degrees out. I don't care if it's dry or moist. It's hot. But there is an actual science. It's just like wind chill. You know, it's some people I've met in my life, interesting people, they believe wind chill affects inanimate objects, such as vehicles and stuff like that. It doesn't. Wind chill is a made-up thing. It's how cold it feels. It's real. You know, don't get me wrong. It's not an actual temperature, though. It's just, it feels cold because the wind's blowing 100 miles an hour, which pushes the heat away from you, so that's why you feel colder. That's why you bundle up, you wear clothing. Anyways, so yes, the moisture is terrible, and it's super duper moist in Minnesota. I was talking about the mosquitoes. So the mosquitoes where I live are impervious to bug spray. My thermocell works good, but it does not keep them away. Bug spray, sure, it works. I'm pretty sure I've used the highest DEET that you can buy without getting some weird cancer, and it did not stop the mosquitoes. Plus, it's so damn hot, you sweat the stuff off almost instantly. I bought this stupid thing. I can't remember what it's called, but you plug it in, and it's supposed to get rid of mosquitoes for a half acre. Yeah, it works. I mean, the thing's always full of dead mosquitoes, but it doesn't even put a dent in the population. When I first bought the original piece of property, I had water down there, so I came up with this brilliant idea. I'll just throw some mosquito dunks out in there, and that'll get rid of all of my mosquitoes, because mosquito dunks, they sell them at Tractor Supply, is where I originally seen them, but they sell them everywhere now. Mosquito dunks is actually a little bacterium or a parasite, whatever you want to call it, little bug, and it attacks and kills the mosquito larva. And they do work. If you have a singular pond, they work. I'm surrounded by water. They don't work. Hey, I appreciate it. But you know, it is insane. And I know you sent me a message that you sent me a picture. I changed my phone number, and I forgot to save your phone number. So get on Facebook and send me a message, and I'll send you my new phone number. I completely forgot about that. But anyways, where was I? What are you doing? What are you doing? Little puppy. Little puppy. So, hey, how's it going? There you go. Go check out the Filipino Mermaid channel. That is Chu. That's Ryan's wife. She's a real, honest-to-God mermaid. I made a video. I don't remember if it was a shorts video or not, but I made a video when Ryan and Chu and I got to hang out, and Catherine, last time when I was here. They came and hung out with us for a week, I think, or a week and a couple of days or something like that. We went to this absolutely beautiful waterfall. And I took a video of Chew swimming around in her mermaid outfit, and I uploaded it. It just kind of a joke, to get a little bit of people checking out their channel and stuff like that. That's what YouTubers do that are friends. They help each other out. And real quick, I'm going to step back. So one thing that irritates the hell out of me about YouTube is when people use these get your attention thumbnails. It's a picture of a woman that is in a provocative stance that is that is naked, but obviously you don't see any bits because that that would get your channel banned. So they use these thumbnails. They prostitute their wives, in my opinion, or their girlfriends, into making these ignorant thumbnails, and I call them clickbait thumbnails. And it's just a way to get people to view your channels, which, okay, that's cool, whatever. But what aggravates me about it is these people are like, oh my God, I'm going to see a naked girl, because they've never heard of, the internet, apparently. So they watch their channels and they subscribe because these guys prostitute their significant others to YouTube. And the women do it too. And I'm sure there's men that do it, but I don't watch those channels. They they do these stupid posts and stuff like that. So every once in a while, as a joke, I'll put these shocking things. I'll make a goofy ass thumbnail and I'll put it on there just to mess with people, just to see if it helps my channel get views and stuff like that. And it's dumb. Now, if you are using something that you actually did in your YouTube video to make the thumbnail, hell yeah, I'm cool with that. But it's people that just make these absolutely fake asinine thumbnails, and they put these, you're not going to believe what happened next, and this person died, and you watch the YouTube video because you're waiting to see this person die in the YouTube video, and it's just, look, they died laughing. It's just so dumb how they do that. Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's ignorant how they do that. So I did this. I'm pretty sure it was a shorts video. Oh my God, a real mermaid in the Philippines, and I was right. It got views, but it's amazing how many people. That's just a person in a costume. You don't say. Huh. So I always comment back to him, no, I'm pretty sure that's a real mermaid. But it cracks me up. Of course. Yep. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for pointing that out. But it's dumb. And then people sit there and argue with you sometimes. It's insane. But, go and watch out go and check out Ryan and Chew's adventures. Like I said, Ryan is in the... Yes, I got a couple of blurry Manananggal videos the first time I was here, but I don't think I uploaded them yet. Sorry, I have to get a little bit of blood flow back into my butt cheeks. I didn't get very many views on my Philippine videos. So I kind of stopped uploading, but I don't know if I got to it yet. But anyways, they have this urban legend of the Manananggal. I'd never say it right. I think that was the closest I've ever been. I have to go get a pillow to sit on. I'll be right back. Ass hurts. Okay. There. So, much better. So there's an urban legend here, kind of like in Michigan, has the dog man. Yeah, I don't know any other urban legends. I think Jersey has the Jersey Devil. But anyways, so there's this urban legend of the Manananggal. And what it is it's basically the Philippine vampire. But what it does is, I don't think there's male versions of it. I think it's just all females. But when it turns into the vampire or whatever, it sprouts wings where its arms were, or its arms turns into wings, and then it rips its body in half and it flies around. It's scary as hell. So one of my first nights, I stumbled across that because things like that interest me, urban legends and stuff, and ghosts and all that stuff. I watch a lot of stuff like that on YouTube. So I watch a couple of videos about what a manananggal is. Well, that sends me down the rabbit hole of seeing what a manananggal is and so on and so forth. I thought, wow, that's crazy as shit. Well, when I first got here, my sleep schedule was messed up. So I was waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, I would go outside to take pictures of the stars. Oh my God, there's so little light pollution here. You can see the stars and the constellations and the moon and everything so clearly. I was taking a bunch of pictures of them, some night shots and stuff like that. So I'm taking these pictures, and all of a sudden this monster flies overhead of me. This thing had a wingspan. I kid you not, this thing's wingspan was like 6 feet, it seemed. It was probably more like 3 feet. But instantly I'm like, holy shit, manananggals are real. That's what it was. It had to be a manananggal, because what the hell else is that big in the Philippines? And so it kind of scared me, and I ran into the house like a little girl. Well, come to find out, they have fruit bats here. Which, that's how people came up with this idea. They seen a fruit bat when they got into too much of the coconut wine, and that must be how this urban legend started. But yeah, so all right, lunch is almost done. I have been chatting. Hi. I have been chatting for about an hour and 22 minutes right now. Apparently yeah, I seen that on Facebook. Yeah, the local government was saying it's not or whatever. Yeah, they're just trying to cover it up. Damn government. Trying to hide the truth. But yeah, so anyways, I have been chatting for a while. The coffee has officially gone through my system, so I have to go get rid of that. And lunch is almost done. So I just wanted to do one last live stream while I'm here. This is my last week here, spending with my beautiful wife and our puppy and our daughter. So yeah, you want to come say bye to everybody? Seems like you've been hiding off camera.
Yeah, ouch.
Come on. You want to say bye to everybody too?
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
So thanks for stopping by, Jamie. Thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Ryan and Chu, Dub, thank you, brother, for stopping by.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to do some videos together. I don't care if I have to come kidnap you. So yeah, go check out Jamie's channel. Go check out Dub's channel.
And also
start
Ryan
giving
and
him some
Chu's
views.
Adventure.
Yep, Ryan and Chu's Adventure. Subscribe to my channel, their channels. Tell your friends. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday. So thanks everybody for stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you. Look forward to my videos when I get back and finally get back into camping and bushcraft and survival. So peace out, you guys. Thanks again. Bye.